Mother's Day gifts have to be pricey to be meaningful? Spoiler alert, they don't. Some of the best gifts this year won't come from a store. They're going to come from you, and that's where I come in. I'm sharing 5 easy and affordable, and if I do say so myself, impressive DIY Mother Day gifts. They look like the pros made them, but they're made with love and stuff that you might even have on hand. Whether you're tight on time, tight on money, or you just want something more personal, these DIYs are perfect to make your mom feel special, and you're not going to break the bank doing it. So, all right, let's get into it and make something pretty. Giving a bouquet of flowers is great, but you know me, I'm extra, and I love me a personalized and a useful gift. So get ready, friends. We are going to make a bouquet made out of socks. I know, they're so cute, but this is a perfect gift to encourage your mom to get comfy and relax. And, well, who doesn't love socks and treats? And believe it or not, this project took me less than an hour. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to use some floral tape for this project. We also have some of these little elastic bands from Dollar Tree. I have some tissue paper. Obviously, I have some socks. We also have some bamboo skewers. These socks I got at Dollar Tree, but they were $5, I know. I also have some little candy bars that I got on clearance after Easter, I think. And then I also have some fake flowers. So here we have all of our little socks. I'm taking both of just the full pair, right? We're not splitting them up. And I'm putting my skewer pointy side up inside the sock, and then we're going to roll it. I know. Just wait for it. So then I kind of like adjust it and make sure that I roll it so that it goes down the skewer a little bit. I'm trying to just secure the sock with that rubber band. And then we're going to take some painter's tape. I take the painter's tape at the bottom of the sock and I start wrapping it. Now, you'll see me kind of squeezing it. I want to try to make it tapered, and I want to make it nice and tight. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just tapering it so it goes down onto the bamboo skewer. We also want to be able to have a vessel for the floral tape to adhere to. So now we get the floral tape, and I'm going to put the floral tape on. And then if you know anything about floral tape, you put it on and then you stretch it and it kind of sticks to itself. But it's kind of fragile, so don't yank it too hard or else it'll rip. Ask me how I know. Yeah, okay. So all I'm doing here is just stretch, wrap, stretch, wrap. And I didn't go the entirety of the bamboo skewer. I just went down to as far as the painter's tape. I didn't feel like I needed to go down too far because we're not going to be seeing any of this, right? So there it is. And look at what? It looks like a little flower. Looks like a rose. I love it. So you do that for as many pairs of socks as you want. Then I have some little tiny, they're like little miniature candy bars. I have some double-sided tape and a pair of awful scissors, obviously. And so I'm just going to put the tape on the back of our candy bar. And you'll see here, I am putting, this is just fake floral stems things, and I'm putting them onto our bamboo skewer. And then I just adhere our candy bar to the center of them. And I used a bunch of different kinds of leaves. I wasn't picky about it. I was just going through my stash to see what I had. But look, we have all these different ones. They are so, listen, they made me laugh making them. They're so ridiculous and awesome at the same time. So then once you get all of them together, what you're going to do is get your, this is just tissue paper, and I just stacked it up. We're going to wrap it. So I kind of bundled all of our socks and candies, and then we're going to wrap it like we're a florist, like you'd get at a bouquet of flowers. So I just wrap our tissue paper, and then I thought, you know what? Let's go one step further. Let's get out our craft paper and cut it to the same size that we had our tissue paper and wrap the tissue paper in that so it looks even more fancy. And then I tied it with some jute to secure it, and then I added a little chiffon ribbon bow on it to make it look even more special. You could put a card in this, but are you kidding me? Look at this. Stop it. Look at how cute. Who is not going to love receiving a bouquet of socks? Quit it. I want this. I think maybe I'll make one for myself. Yay. Okay, so if blooms aren't her thing, or you want to add to that bloom present, 2 different ways you can make some cup cozies. One, yes, you got to sew. I get it. But the second one is so easy. I can't even stand it. I'm so excited. And while we're on the subject, let me know, are you team tumbler or are you team coffee cup or both? I think I'm both. on both. Yeah. Anyways, I love giving gifts that are thoughtful and pretty, but also useful. So here are two simple cup cozy ideas. One is sewn, the other, well, you just have to see it to believe how simple it is. Perfect for quick gifts. Okay, this first one, we're going to use some flannel from Dollar Tree. Yes, I got it from Dollar Tree. I couldn't believe it. I also have a button. I have some elastic. These are hairband elastics. I have some thread and obviously a needle to go with that. I have a template that I made from a cup, a to-go cup, and then I have some cotton batting. Now I'm going to take my flannel and I'm going to open it up and have it wrong side down. Then I'm going to cut a piece, it's just a strip of that cotton batting and put it on my flannel. And then I'm going to fold the flannel down so it is covering. So now we have like flannel and then the batting and then flannel. Then I take my template and I just trace it. And then I'm going to secure my fabric and everything together. And then we're going to cut it out. Yes, seamstresses and you heavy duty sewers, look away because this is probably going to make you crazy. I'm breaking all the rules, but you know what? It's easy. And this keeps me going with sewing. So love me through this. So anyways, I cut it out and then I went back over because I thought it would look prettier if I used my pinking shears. So I did the edges with that zigzag thing. Then I take the little hairband out and I put it on one side. I'm actually going to sneak it in. See how I put it in on one of so it's in between. It's like sandwiched between the flannel and the batting. And then we secure that. Then we're going to, no, I'm not going to turn it. I'm not going to turn it inside right. We're going to just sew it just like this. Sew around the edges. Okay. I did a straight stitch. Then I did a zigzag stitch and look that's it, right? Okay, next step, we're going to sew on a button. This is probably the most complicated part of this whole thing. Sew your button on however you sew your buttons. For me, I put a knot at the end of my thread and then I put it through the fabric, not all the way through. I make it just for the first couple layers and then I just go up and then down through the buttonhole, then through the fabric, then up, and do it as many times as you feel is necessary. I always do more than I probably need to, but that's just me. So again, just keep doing as many as you feel as the button is secure. Does that make sense? Then when I'm done with that, I'll take the thread and I'll wrap it around the underside of the button, and then I'll wrap it again, and I'll hold a loop out, and then I'll loop our needle through that and kind of knot it. And I'll do that a few times. Then cut off the excess and ta-da! Look at how pretty this is. Are you kidding me? And yes, it fits on a big cup. Now, if you want it to fit on a smaller one, you're going to push that button, put it farther back into your cup cozy. But look at, I just love this. And it keeps your hands from getting wet from an iced coffee. Love. Okay. Now, here's the one that I'm like freaking out about. I love this one. I bought some Dollar Tree socks. Get any one you want. These ones, I just love the color purple. So I said, cool, we're going to do this. You're going to cut the sock right above the heel, right across. And that's it. You're going to stretch it at where you cut it. And then you're going to put it on your cup. Friends, that's it. That's it. How simple is it? Yes. And works also on your beverages to keep your hands from getting wet. Like, stop, right? How simple was that? And though, amazing, right? I know. So most of us moms are crazy busy, right? And I don't know about you, but I am constantly losing my keys. So next project, we're going to make a key fob wristlet. It is easy. It has a wow factor when it's done because it's super pretty. But it took so little time. I think it took me maybe 10 minutes total. And the majority of that time was picking out the colors. No lie. And let me just say this. It came out so cute. You might be tempted to make yourself one as a gift. And that's legal. Let's show you how to do it. Let's help mom keep track of her keys in style. This key fob wristlet is so easy and adorbs. It took me longer to figure out what colors to use than to actually make the wristlet. I think it took me maybe 10 minutes. Okay, so we use some silicone beads. I got these from Michael's. You can get them from Amazon, Temu, whatever. I also have some stretch cord, usually 1 mm or 0.7 millimeters. Fine. A little tassel. I also have some key rings and a lobster claw clip. And also I have it's like a little tiny key ring. And then I have this board thing that I got from I think it was from Dollar Tree. And it's just to kind of map it out. Let me tell you, the mapping out is the hardest part of this whole project. I went through many iterations to finally get to the pattern that I wanted. So I used a tapestry needle and I put my cording on that, and I just start putting all of our silicone beads on it in the pattern that we set out. And again, it really is up to you on the color and the pattern. This is the color pattern that I decided. This is such an easy project though. You do want to make sure that it fits on your wrist. That's one that's kind of key right there. I think I used probably 15 beads. The other tip is to make sure you put your key ring on before you do the next step and tie it, or else you can't get it on. Ask me how I know that. I now have done it twice because I forgot to put the key ring on. Silly me. My mistake. You don't have to, because now I get to tell you. All right. So then yes, I use a lot of excess elastic, but I want to make sure I have enough to be able to tie it. If you don't want to use that much when you tie it, then cut it shorter. I just knot it, and I probably knotted it, I want to say 3 or 4 times, just to make sure that it was really tight. See how I'm really pulling it, and I'm doing another knot, and I really pull it. Perfect, right? And then we'll cut, don't worry, we are going to cut the excess of this off. And I left my tails on the elastic a little bit longer than I would normally do. And the reason why is because I wanted to show you how I really kind of thread in those ends to the beads. So you'll see here, see how you have those long strings? So then what I'm going to do is just thread them in to the beads so that they are hidden. I sometimes though, I do like to keep the ends a little bit longer, because that way they're less apt to pop out of the bead and then be visible or irritate you by, sticking out. It would irritate me. Maybe it wouldn't irritate you. I don't know. But there it is. Adorable, right? So then I'm going to take my little tassel that I got, and I'm going to put the little tiny mini, you can use a jump ring for this, but I'm using a little mini key ring kind of situation. I'm putting that on. Then I put on the lobster claw to that. And then we're going to just hook that lobster claw onto our key ring. Is there another way to do it? I'm sure. But this is the way I chose to do it, and quit it. Look at how adorable this is. Stop. I love it. So love it. And I bet the mom in your life would love it too. This is my jam. I love me some paper products. So let's make a notebook set that has matching pens. Yes, super fun. And oh, hey, wait a minute. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, because if you don't, you might miss out on some of the Crazy Pants DIY fun. I mean, I don't want you to have that happen. Okay, let's get to the Nothing says awesome gifts like a matching notebook and pen set, because we moms are busy and we sometimes forget stuff. This set makes writing all of our things so much easier and prettier. Best part, this set works up super fast. It's like less than a half an hour. Okay, so I use some white duct tape, a composition notebook. You can get them at Walmart, super cheap. I also am going to be using some full sheet mailing labels. These have the true block. It has to have the true block. I also have a piece of, this is just cotton ribbon, and I'm using my felt wrapped scraper, or it's not a scraper, but you see what it is. It also has I also have a ruler, and this is the printout on that true block mailing label. You're also going to need 2 extra sheets that are going to be blank, and you need another backer if you're going to do the back. Now, I did use my printer. It's an Epson. It's awesome. Here it is. Now you're going to trim them down. And just so you know, you're going to need, for the inside, if you're going to cover the inside, you need 2 7.5 by 9.5 inch pieces. You're going to cut those down. Again, you don't have to do the inside. I know some people like the information. I don't, so I'm not going to use it. Now, this is optional, but I use my corner rounder from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm just going to do the one side corners, okay? Perfect. Next, we're going to take our trimmed down graphics. I made these in Canva, super easy. And I'm just going to take the backer and fold it down just a little bit so we can place our graphic down and not have to worry about it sticking to everything. So there's that. Then I'm going to take my awesome ruler. I love this ruler, by the way. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to use the smooth side and see how I kind of pull up on the backer and I slide the ruler across the notebook. This is just going to be able to push that graphic over so that it doesn't have any bubbles or wrinkles. Then I use my brayer just to smooth it out. Now we're going to open it to the inside cover and I'm going to pull the corners in, adhere them, make sure they're nice and flat, no wrinkles. And then I'm going to do that to the other corner. And then we're going to fold in each of the sides. So see, long side, fold that in, adhere it to the inside of your notebook, and do the same for the other two edges. Now listen, if you don't want the inside cover to be covered, you don't want it to be, you want to be able to read it, then you could cut the graphic so that it is flush with the edge. I don't particularly care for that, but you do how you would like. Now I'm going to show you how to do the inside. The inside, see how we have our blank piece, and I did the same thing I did as the front, where I folded down the backer, and we're going to adhere it to the edge. Same process. We're going to use our ruler or some flat thing to be able to move the label across so there's no bubbles or wrinkles. Ta-da! Now this is the back. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're going to do graphics on the back, you have to kind of shift the wording so that you can cut it and it actually goes in the center. Now the other thing we're doing is I'm taking that cotton ribbon and I'm going to put it on the back of our notebook, and then I'm using that duct tape to adhere it to that. Then we're going to put on our other part to cover that ribbon part, and it is done. Like what in the what? Yes. Look at how pretty this is. I can't. Listen, I don't know anybody that doesn't love a notebook. I love it. And hello, look at how pretty. You're welcome. In my opinion, there is nothing better than a matching pen for my notebook. So yeah, I didn't forget. Here comes our pen tutorial. So I'm tonight using the RSVP pens. You can get them at Walmart. They're dirt cheap. I also have these little straws. You can get them at Dollar Tree, Dollar General. I have a little magic eraser. I also have, this is a printable vinyl, and this is the white one. I also have a graphic that matches the notebook. I made it in Canva. Here are the little ones that we're going to be using. I will tell you the dimensions for the RSVP pen. They are 0.7 by, what is it again? 3.5 inches. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is unscrew the back of the pen. It takes the ink out. And then we're going to cut out our graphic. Okay. If you can't cut a straight line like me, you might have to go over it. Then we're going to take our backer off and we're going to line it up onto the straw, okay? I know this seems counterintuitive, but I promise it's so cool. So then we're going to just adhere our graphic to the straw. Now, I'm sure there's an easier way to do it. This is just the way I'm most comfortable. However you do it is great. Just adhere it to the straw. Some people are like, oh, just print this on cardstock and roll it. Yes, but it bends and it doesn't go in the pen and it is annoying. So this works for me. So you do that. It's all adhered. You're going to cut it at the end of that, right? And then look, it fits. It fits in the pen. Quit it. Look at it. And you can see the graphics. Now, if that label, see how it's got that label on it for the pen? If that bothers you, I'm just using a magic eraser, rubbing it. Now, it does make it a little cloudy, but it takes off that label and then you can see. Look at how cute this is, right? I love it. And let me know in the comments if you want to know what all of the words on the graphic is. It's she is, and then it says all of the words in the Bible that says who we are in God. It's pretty amazing. I love it. But anyways, look at this fun pen. And it matches the notebook. Love it. All right, we've got the notebook, we've got the pen. Let's set the mood for Mom's me time with a little final touch, an adorable matching candle that brings in all the love and warmth. It's cozy vibe time. Let's complete our matchy set with a super pretty matching candle that is so easy to make and inexpensive. This project took me, I want to say maybe 10 minutes, Okay, so we use this Dollar Tree candle. I use the white one. I'm also using some Cricut printable vinyl. This is the transparent one. I also have a graphic I created in Canva. we print it out. I used my Epson EcoTank printer. It's just an inkjet printer. Then we're going to cut out our graphic. This is the thing that takes the longest, cutting it out. I'm not kidding. You're going to love this. You could also do this. You could shrink it down and put it on the LED candles too. And I lied. You know what? You know what took me the longest? Getting that confounded sticker off. That took me forever. Then I wiped my candle down with some rubbing alcohol just to make sure that it was nice and clean of debris. And then I take some of the backer off, folded it down, and now we're going to put it on the candle. And you'll see how when I fold it down, only part of it stuck. So I can make sure that it's on there straight and we can continue putting it onto the candle. So you'll see here, I'm using this felt wrapped scraper. It works like a dream, but you don't have to do that. You could use anything. You can even just use your hands. It's fine. But all I'm doing is just slowly pulling that backer and pushing down it's basically a sticker, but it's printable vinyl, so it's not going to smudge. It's pretty much waterproof now. But see how I'm doing this? Every so often, I'm just pushing it so that the backer comes off and the sticker sticks down. Ta-da! And we're going to do that all the way around and stop. Just stop. Look at, come on. And yes, I made the graphic in Canva. I've talked about it a couple times. It just has a bunch of words of who a woman is, according to God. I love it. It's very inspiring to me. But anyways, friends, look at how cute this is. I love it. And it matches. It's a matching set. And you know I love me some matchy. Well, there you have it. 5 thoughtful handmade Mother's Day gifts. Whether you made 1 or 2 or all of them, they are sure to make her smile, sigh, and maybe tear up just a little bit. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the Crazy Pants DIY fun. Thanks for watching.